Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jake with Mind Over Mind, and once again we have more images that were leaked for the Bionicle 2016 Winter Wave. So I just wanted to put a disclaimer. This is just going to be a video of me talking about what I think about the new sets now that we have the high quality versions of each image. So I'm just going to be putting up a blank background picture. I'm not going to be really showing anything, so if you're doing something like doing laundry or doing chores, this is a good thing to listen to while you're doing that, because there's nothing really visually that's going to be going on, because I can't show these pictures. But of course there's going to be the link in the description, and you can just click those and look at the pictures and follow along as I'm talking. But first of all, we have high quality pictures of each of these sets, basically every set that's coming out in the Winter Wave, so that's super exciting. And I'm just going to be talking about what I think about them. So let's go ahead and talk about the creatures first, because those are something that's very cool in my opinion. Last year we got the protector sets, which is basically like the helpers of the Toa during their adventures. This year we have something similar, but these things are much more unique in my opinion than the protectors were. The protectors were very similar in their builds and everything, but these really seem to differentiate from that. They seem to come away from that and are very unique, each and every one of them, or at least almost. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So we have Tarak, which is the one that I said looks like a mole creature. He has these big kind of shovel hands, a big head, and then a smallish body. And he also comes with this kind of bear trap villain. Each of these creatures come with one of them, but what I like about these is not only are the creatures very different from each other, but the bear trap creatures, or the enemies, the minion sets, are also very unique as well. You can see from just looking at Tarak's bear trap claw villain type thing, and Iker or whatever, you can tell that they both have different eye colors, and they have different like feet, I guess, quote unquote feet or legs. So they are very different from each other, and I'm assuming the jaws open and close at will, and you can make them pose in that way. But that's very cool. I just want to say that these are all very unique from each other. So if you look at Iker or whatever, Iker, it looks like a phoenix. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's a flaming bird with kind of huge talons, which is very cool. It looks like it has the same headpiece as Tarak, if I'm not mistaken, or it looks like very similar, in fact. So that's just something I noticed. There's Akita. Looks like a fish, kind of a shark thing, and it looks like it has a stud launcher, showing something protruding out of the right side. It also shows a white thing. I don't know if that's the jaw that's kind of next to the stud, that's kind of jutting out. I don't know if that's a piece or if that's detached. From this image it's kind of hard to tell, but it does look very cool, and it's something that I will be picking up in the future. And then there is Uxar, the creature of jungle. It looks like an insect. It looks like it has a bunch of legs and lots of translucent green, which is very, very cool. This set, it looks like, has a different helmet piece, which is cool, from the other couple creatures. It looks like it has a horn that kind of comes up front, which is something to differentiate itself from the others. And then there's Kitar, the stone creature, and this bear trap enemy is very unique from the other ones, actually, because it has these 4 legs, and it also has like a stinger, which is very interesting as well. So that's cool to see that this one is the bear trap creature is very different from the other ones. And it looks like we have a lot of translucent green, or lime green, light green, which is very cool. I actually love that color in translucent, so that's really cool as well. And it looks like it also has kind of like the skull armor that comes with a lot of the skull villain sets, so that's very cool. Alright, so the Toa sets, these are very cool. I like the majority of them, but 3 in particular really stand out to me, and actually I'll narrow that down to 2. 2 of them are very awesome, and they have me excited, and I can't tell why, but I'll delve into them. First of all, we have Onua. He has, of course, the skull ribcage piece in translucent purple on his shoulders, which kind of look like wings, which is interesting. And then he has this 2-handed stud launcher hammer drill laser thing, which looks really cool. It definitely looks like a step up from his old earthquake hammer. I like the gold placement on him, especially on the torso. It looks different, but I do wish he had that, bigger torso piece. That's just something that differentiated him and gave him a lot of distinguishing qualities, and I just wish he had more of that in this iteration of the set. He also has these bigger feet, upper leg type of things. And honestly, the feet look bizarre to me, as I said before. I don't know why. Maybe if I see it in person, it'll look a lot better. But yeah, the mask, it looks good. It definitely looks streamlined, where it looks more aerodynamic. So I don't have any gripes with the mask. It looks very cool. Tahu. I love Tahu. Just right off the bat. Love it. These masks that are shown look like the concept art images. Maybe I'll put that on the screen right now, but it looks like the concept art that we saw when we first heard that Bionicle 2015 was revealed or coming out. So this mask I actually like better than the original one. It looks meaner, it looks more menacing, and it's a nice change in my opinion. The gold placement I like. It's not too much. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of gold. I take that back. Just looking at it more in depth now, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces on his arms, 2 on each. Then there's the gold torso. Then there's the gold on his legs. And then he has gold feet, solid gold feet. Never mind, there's a lot of gold on this guy. But it's balanced out by all the translucent orange and red pieces. And there's a lot. I mean, honestly, there is a lot of translucent pieces on this set. His weapons look really cool in my opinion. You can see that there's a gear on there as well, so it looks like this kind of forward slab is going to move back and forth in a jabbing motion. So that's pretty cool, honestly. I really like that, and it's cool that the weapons themselves have a technic function. So honestly, Tahu's going to be like one of my number one buy. I mean, in all honesty, he looks really cool in my opinion, one of the coolest. Even though he's kind of simple, I really like the color scheme. I think they got it down. Gali, honestly, doesn't look too different. I mean, yeah, she does have some cool changes. Specifically, I do like the addition to the orange flare in her color scheme. That actually, I like that. Orange and blue go together pretty well. But honestly, she just looks pretty standard from the original. I mean, her weapon looks interesting as well, because it looks like she has some kind of spinner or propeller on her weapon, which is nice. But I just don't feel like there's too much about her that's different. I like the mask. I do like the mask. I might even like it better. I just have to see it in person. But she does look nice, but just nothing too much about her makes her special. And then there's Liwa, who is the second one that I'm really excited about. Liwa's mask just looks better in my opinion. It looks more like the original, but it also incorporates some of the changes that were made to the new mask, or incorporated in the new mask, and I really like this mask. It just looks cool. It gave him a bigger like empty cheek spaces, just like the original 2001 build. His weapons though are interesting because I don't know how they're going to stand up straight like that. I feel like they're just going to be spinning around on that axle piece. But we're going to see how that works. And you can also see he has bow rock eyes on the other side of the weapon, on the insides of his hands, which is very cool. I like the bow rock eyes. It looks like all the sets have bow rock eyes on their torsos, so it's pretty cool, or at least most of them. So Liwa, and then also his knees are very different. He has kind of bone teeth jutting out of them, and also if you look carefully, they are attached completely different, so it's very unique, but we're just gonna see how that turns out. Liwa though, his mask is something that I'm just gonna pick him up for. Like, honestly, that character is awesome now with the new mask. And Pohatu is another one that I'm very excited for. Pohatu's mask looks, I would say, better than the 2015 version. I like it a lot. His staff is very cool as well, and he has a wrecking ball on the end of his staff, so that's pretty cool. And I love the addition to these armor pieces, these shoulder pieces that he has. These are original, like, Bionicle Run pieces, so there's a lot of pieces that are coming back from the original Bionicle Run in this iteration of this wave, so it's very cool to see that stuff. He has a lot of translucent neon yellow, really light green stuff, which is awesome as well. And so yeah, Liwa, Pohatu, and Tahu are all stuff that I'm very excited about. Now we come to Kopaka, and I don't know how I feel about him. Everything about him I like a lot. In fact, you can see a lot of stuff going on in the torso area with his right arm that we clearly see. There's just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I can't wait to tear it apart to see what makes him work. He has a stud launcher on his left hand, and that's very cool as well. His torso piece is very detailed, and it's not all gold, which is cool, even though he is one of the higher priced sets. He looks better with a white piece because there's not just a whole bunch of gold clumped up together like his original build suffered from. And he has some shin guards that are very cool as well, and I'm very excited for those pieces. But let's go and talk about his creature. I don't remember the name of the creature. It looks like Malum. It looks exactly like Pterodox, or not Pterodox, Pterodax. No, it's Terak, the Earth creature. It looks exactly like him, just different colors. So I'm not sure about that. I hope there's minor differences, but honestly, it looks like the same exact set, just in different color pieces. The only thing I don't like about Kopaka is his helmet, and I just feel like it's too much of a change from the original design. Now, the differences between the 2001 helmet and the 2015 helmet there were a ton of differences, but it looked very much like the original from the source material, which is, it looks closest to the original mask, but it had the most changes, and I liked his helmet, one of the best helmets, I thought. I keep saying helmet. His mask was one of the cooler masks, in my opinion, because it kept a lot of those aspects from the original mask. This one just completely changes it. It almost looks like a mask from Hero Factory or something. It looks completely different. I think there's a telescopic lens on there, on the left side, his left, and I think it flips down, but I'm not sure exactly. We're just gonna have to see, but honestly, it just looks too different, and I can't see any Kopaka in that mask. There is no Kopaka that I see in that mask, so that's disappointing for me. Other than that, I like the build, and I can't wait to see the torso again, but it's just kind of disappointing in my opinion. Then we see Umrak, the Hunter. I have a lot of conflicting thoughts about this set. First of all, I'm going to say that this set is probably going to be a pretty decent size. You can see that his feet, if you haven't seen my General Grievous Lego buildable figure review, General Grievous uses the same feet and claws that hook in between the toes, if you will, and those feet are the same size, and I feel like I was very surprised at the height of General Grievous, and I feel like this set is going to have that height in that, you know, bulky, not bulky, but slender but tall presence. So I feel like he has a very tall presence, if that makes sense. And he has a classic, I guess at this point it's kind of classic, bow, which is very interesting. It looks just slightly inverted, so it's interesting to see that. His leg design I like a lot. I love it when they have those kind of back joints that kind of come off the back of the leg. I love that stuff. Whenever Bionicle does that, it's cool. Looks like he has a skull slicer green, translucent green rib cage, and his shoulder pieces are interesting. They resemble that of the bear trap kind of design. He has chains running off of him, red spikes everywhere, bow rock eyes. His chest print looks interesting as well. It honestly looks like the Lord of Skull Spider's face, like on his chest print, so that's very interesting. And then moving on to his head and mask. His mask is interesting. I like it. It kind of looks like a Frankenstein thing where like the big bolts are coming out of his head. And then he has reindeer antlers, which is something that I don't like. Of course it makes him unique, but honestly it's too much. Like, they've gone too far. Like, first there's the Skull Grinder horns, which were very cool, proportionately speaking. And then there was the Skull Basher horns, which I still liked. They got in the way a little bit, but it gave him a cool presence. And then all of a sudden they have this, and it's just like all over the place, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's just too much, and I feel like he would look better without the horns. That's just my opinion. I'm looking at him now. My hand is covering up the iPad where the picture is. I'm covering up his horns, and to me it looks better, but that's just my opinion. I will be getting all these sets though, which is gonna be fun to do reviews on them and videos and stuff, and expect those to come out in January. But this set also comes with, it looks like the mask control, which is Makuta's mask, and it's interesting because they changed it quite a bit from the animations. Instead of kind of the face, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they added a third horn on the chin coming down, and that changes a lot. I don't know how I feel about it, because I feel like I liked the animations one better, which is interesting because we never got to see that actual piece before the animations, and now that I'm seeing the piece after the changes, I feel like I prefer the animation version better. Maybe if I get my hands on it, we'll see how it goes. But overall, I like this wave. I'm excited for it. The creatures really interest me. The Toa, some select Toa interest me. Kopaka's very different. And Umarak is bizarre. But overall, I do like the sets. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna get all of them, and it's gonna be fun. And I do like the direction that Bionicle is going with these brand new characters and everything like that. So, props to LEGO for keeping this up. Props to the Bionicle crew for everything you guys are doing over there. I love you guys. And if you guys want more Bionicle content and updates, please subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next Bionicle update. If you guys haven't seen my last couple uploads, I've been putting up speed builds for the LEGO Star Wars buildable figures, so if you're interested in those, go ahead and check my latest videos. Anyways, this has been Jake with Mind Over Mind, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.